Good afternoon. Camera's out. How's everyone doing? Happy Wednesday. Let me know if you can hear me all right. Today I asked the question, what has helped you during your mental health journey? Got some comments to go over. People that replied. I'm reading them off my phone, so if you're wondering. Yeah, who's all in here? I don't know if I can see. I can't see. But yeah, what has helped you during your mental health journey? Please comment. If anyone wants to join the stream, podcast, whatever you want to call it, there's the link. There's the link to join. Feel free to join and come up and share your thoughts by anything you wish to. So, first comment I see, Jesse says, talk therapy. If there's a way to find a therapist, do it. Group therapy is also very helpful. Anyone ever go to therapy for mental illness? I'm reading these off my phone, by the way, in case you're wondering. Marlon says, having a decent therapist and seeing him often. Dave, having the one person to be able to share with who can completely relate. She's going through it too. So for us to have each other to confide in has helped us immensely. Do you have someone that you can turn to about your mental health? Family, friends, wife, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend? Can you guys hear me all right? Someone comment, let me know. Lori says, my daughter has been to residential therapy for anxiety. Toy says, and most recently as a young adult. It has helped her immensely. She was very concerned about going back as an adult, but the adult unit was amazing. And she made some really great friends who understand what she's going through and serve as a great support system. I highly recommend Rogers Behavioral Health. Oh, thank you. Okay. Hearing you good, man. I appreciate it, Dave. Maria, thank you. Yeah, so, we all deal with this stuff differently, right? Brian says, my pets, my art, and my meds. Who here takes medicine? Scott says, my faith in God and my support group. Good evening, Kim. How are you? Hey, Kim, I started going live in the evenings. I've been sick, so I haven't been getting up early. But now I'm going to go back. Zoloft. What's that for, Zoloft? Is that for anxiety and depression, Dave? Mary says, using BetterHelp and a Christian therapist, plus several self-help books. Melissa, therapy, my best friend and my cat. Animals help. I had a dog, coming home to an animal could help tremendously, right? I never got one yet, another one. But it's hard when you lose a pet, right? Both anxiety and depression. Yeah. Does it work for you, Dave? Did it take you a while to find what medicine worked? If you guys don't mind, if you're here, just liking and sharing the stream, podcast, whatever you want to call this. I appreciate it. Get more people in here and get more people to see it. It'd be amazing. Well, glad you took time. Yeah, I had to, right? I had to get better because I could barely talk. It sucks because I'm out of my routine. I was in that routine for like 6 weeks. And you know how it is when you break a routine, it's hard to get back into one, right? So it's been a little struggle, but here we are. I'm still trying to figure it out. I think helping people and support is huge, but it's hard. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely hard. It was difficult adjustment, but I do feel a difference. How long you been on it, Dave? And what has it done that you don't like, you think? Like, what's the side effects for you? I mean, side effects, I guess, could be different for everybody. But yeah, I mean, medicine has helped me as well. I didn't want to do it. You know what I mean? I don't want to take medicine just to be so-called normal, but we got to do what we got to do, right? Maybe someday I can get off of it and just live a normal so-called life. It's a lot of work, even with medicine, you know? There's things we don't want to do, but we have to do them to get better. You know, stepping out of our comfort zone. It's not easy. Katie says, medication, therapy, inpatient treatment, the whole 9 yards. Also, my friends and family sticking beside me. Yeah, you know, a lot of people don't have all that, right? One about 8 different medicines. Hate it. How you been, Maria? How are the kids doing? How are your daughters? Kim says, declaring the promise to God over my life, and that is absolutely have a sound mind and joy. Also, a great therapist running and retaining my brain to cut out negative thoughts. It's so funny. I just ran today before I got on here, right? I had to run. I mean, I didn't want to run, but I had to. I know the antidepressants help. I always have side effects. They don't help at all. I know some people. What's the term for that called? When medicine doesn't help you. Good evening. How are you doing, Orlando? Hello. I share a lot of your posts on my page. You believe in yourself. Fight against PTSD. Thanks, Ron. I appreciate y'all. Check your page out. Pam, hi. About 3 months now. The big side effect has been times of feeling like I'm in slow. Oh yeah, it's a little too much. Maybe you can get it. Maybe you can get it knocked back a little. Maybe tell your doctor or whoever prescribed them. Maybe get like a lower dose. Like you don't want to feel like you're in slow motion, right? You know what I mean? You want to feel like a zombie. Oh, you're welcome. Medication and journaling. Yeah, someone else said that too as well. So, William, how you been? Well, thanks for being here. Medication, individual therapy. What is that? DPT skills. Remember, I'm just a regular dude. I'm not a doctor, a therapist. I learn stuff every day. That's why I do this. So I'm not sure what DPT is, if you don't mind sharing. Don, share that page again real quick. I lost the comment. I think your name was Don. Travis, I'm married to help, and it took me 5 years to help. Oh, I appreciate it. Oh, you're more welcome to come. And like I said before, I mean, I can have as many, I think, I forget how many people, but at least 6 up here, maybe 10. So anyone who wants to join, there's the link. Talking, I never spoke about mental health until I got into recovery and understood myself better. Yeah, I mean, that's the main thing, right? Understanding ourselves, right? Welcome to the group. What's up, man? I missed the topic. What do you got? I was talking about what has helped you during your mental health journey. I wonder what I can do to. Did that pin that somewhere? I don't know. Oh, okay. Thank you, Bridget. Never knew that. Oh, yeah. I did. I think I spoke to a lady about that. Is that where? Is that like a what exactly do they do with that? That's not a thing that like shocks the brain, is it? Or is it? That could be something different. I'm not. Oh, that's awesome. Where are you from? I'm actually awake now and off on my last day. Return to work tomorrow. Well, good luck. Yeah, I had 2 days off. Good evening, Adam. Deep. Oh, it helps with schizophrenia as well. I get bad depression days and hard just to get out of bed, so I don't instead I hide away. Oh, does it make you more sleepy when you took them? What are the tablets for? Depression? Oklahoma. Cool. No, New Jersey. It's awesome. Not too far from me. I'm in Pennsylvania. What do you what do you do? You said you work in mental health. What has helped me the most is having a support network. This is Jessica. I have a case manager who I think is pretty awesome. What is a case manager? That is someone that helps you. I'm in Central PA, Lancaster, Ron, Scotland. I had not long back from the AA meeting. I struggled because I was badly triggered last night. I needed a drink, but at 94 days sober, those meetings. Adam, you didn't drink, did you? Hopefully not. Anxiety and depression. I'm a mental health worker. I work in the hospital. Oh, that's great. Do you have to go to school for that? I take it you probably, but someone explain to Victoria. If you go up here to the top, Victoria, let me pin it for you. Right here. That is what that is. So you know, whatever your passions are, dive into those and all. How you been, Trav? You been all right? How is your sobriety and everything going? Meds don't work. You probably have the. Oh, okay. Mutation. My daughter had it. Huh. That's good, Adam. UK. Thanks for being here. A lot of people from the UK. Hi, only on board. Welcome from Ireland. Also filled up on sleeping tablets to make. I don't think you should overdo it though, right? That's good, man. California, PA. California, PA. I go around to events doing motivational speeches for PTSD, suicide prevention. Yeah, Ron. Whenever if you want to come up and talk, I mean, whatever. This is open to anybody. So anyone you can come up, or you don't need to have the camera on. Also, you can come up here and with the camera off. I mean, anyone's welcome. I'm running Periscope network group. Yeah, there's a lot of people. California. Where is that? California, PA. Music, yeah, for sure. Definitely. There's the definition again. EMDR is a therapy that works as well as PTSD. Huh. And there's a lot of great advice here, a lot of great information. Obviously that's another reason why I do this. And an hour south of Pittsburgh. Yeah, I have a cabin out in Indiana County, so I'm familiar with that area. It's about an hour northeast of Pittsburgh. Vic, what helps me with anxiety and depression? Well, this, doing these lives for sure, or podcasts, whatever you want to call them, talking to people, learning, getting out my frustrations, letting, trying to understand people, learning from other people. I got to run. I do push-ups, medicine, water. It's not easy for people like us. You know what I mean? We can't just wake up every day and be happy. There's so many things we got to do to fight off the demons or whatever you want to call them. But it's not easy for people like us. You know what I mean? But doing this definitely helps. I usually do this early in the morning. A lot of people are new. I haven't seen, because I'm usually up at like 3:40 and I go from like 4 to 6 in the morning. But I've been sick, so I was sleeping in and I was off work. I did one last night, I believe. But yeah, that's what helps me, man. I mean, it's different for everybody. That's why I like to ask questions and figure out what works, because yeah, they do. Well, for sure. I mean, like the main reason why I don't do it. Oh, there's the camera again. Main reason why I don't do it in the evenings is because I'd come home and then I wouldn't stick to it. I'm going to change this camera real quick. And that's why there we go. Yeah. So Yeah, they help a lot. Sorry about that. My camera gets out of focus sometimes. I don't understand why. I've been on a few of your videos from Ireland. I hope you. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, it helps me though, right? I mean, this is like therapy to me. It's just a way to express my emotions and to learn a lot more from people around the world. Like mental health affects people all over the world. Don't matter how much money you make, where you're from, your background. You know what I mean? You could have everything you think. We look at people, right, and we think they have everything we want, or they have everything we want, right? And you think they're all happy and blah 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 because of material things, but deep down inside, not everyone's happy just because they have all the material things. Like, how far does that get you in life? Yeah, it's amazing. What, Vic? Uh, what do you mean? Sorry, I talk about so much shit sometimes and I forget what I was talking about, or try to answer every question. But yeah, it don't matter, man. This shit affects all kinds of people. So to get a better understanding, I mean, it really helps you when you do this stuff. I'll reply to that comment. What's up, O'Sullivan? How you been? Stress awareness and is in the month of April. Just summit info, lots of programs everywhere. Yeah. Oh, so April is Stress Awareness Month. Thanks for letting me know that. I didn't know that. I mean, I'll make some posts about that. I gotta get a piece of pen. Yeah, I'm always looking for new things to post. I mean, I do post a lot of the same shit sometimes, but I post a lot, so it's kind of difficult. How you been, O'Sullivan? How's Scotland? Another comment is unconditional love of my pet and the knowledge that she needs me to be present in her for her wellness. That's from Kelly. I'm reading these off my phone, by the way. Um, yeah, yes, sir. I got my biopsy results tomorrow. Oh, good luck, William. Yeah, I remember you saying you're getting that done. Just trying to make people understand. Oh yeah, yeah, Vic, I get it. I get what you're saying now. Yeah, it is frustrating. A lot of people here understand for sure. I mean, we're all in the same boat, kind of the same game, different levels, right? Um, it can be frustrating. I mean, it's definitely frustrating. How you doing? Hatry? Hopefully I said that right. It's good. Just loaded with. Oh yeah, I saw. I remember you saying yeah. Same here. I'm finally getting over it, but PTSD awareness and anxiety. Yeah, PTSD and awareness and anxiety. Yeah, I mean, Sandra, do you suffer or Gates? Do you suffer from PTSD? If so, what do you believe caused it? We follow my friend Aaron Scotland. Andrew. Oh yeah, I know Andrew's journey. Yeah, how's he been? How's his food truck going? Good. Yeah, I know you had that food, or it was an ice cream truck, but he has food in it as well, or something. Um, I started with veterans. Now I'm working all first responders and field investigators in the world. It's definitely fulfilling to help. Yeah, for sure, Ron. That's good, man. The big red van is going well. That's good to hear. Yeah, for sure. We're all in the same boat, right? What do they say? We're all in the same game, dealing with. We're in the same game, different levels, dealing with different devils. It can be very dilating. Try medicine. Sometimes that works. Yeah, for sure. Yes, I have PTSD. What causes a trauma in my life, starting at age of 4. Yeah, it's tough, right? How are you dealing with it now? Did you go to like counseling therapist? That's a lot of reasons why we have what we have when it comes to anxiety, depression, PTSD. It's from traumas in our early life, right? That we didn't take care of, or maybe we didn't even think about it until we get older, and then here we are, boom, it hits us. Now what do we do, right? Or I mean, the PTSD could happen tomorrow, from something you witness. See, we all, like I said it before, we all see shit we all might witness the same thing, but we react different to it. You know what I mean? Our brains are all different. Something that me and you witness together I might react different to it than what you do. ACE accounts for a lot of addiction, anxiety, and depression. Is that what it's called, ACEs? Try helping veterans. Some military Facebook groups. I see one veteran. That's awesome, Vic. Vic, where are you from? Did you say where you're from? Yeah, man. Veterans deal a lot with PTSD. You know, they come from home from war, and they're just thrown back in society. Right? You're supposed to be a normal person again. Well, after you just been in combat, it's kind of hard to come back and just be a normal person. You know, it don't work that easy. You know, it don't work. It's not that easy. For some, maybe, but not for all. You know, or all of us are wired different. You know what I mean? Our brains don't work the same as each other. You know, like I said before, what I see and what you see, if we see it at the same time, I might not sleep that night. You might go home, eat dinner, go right to bed. Oh, the UK, cool. I think you did say that. Sorry. Adverse childhood experiences for sure. Or release peer support, life support. That's Watch Williams' page there if anyone would like to join it. He's in the UK as well. Yeah, PTSD, man, it's tough. What else do we have here? Some things up. Music. Turn the music up really loud. Nothing has helped too much but music. Yeah, a lot of people say music, right? A lot of people write music through their pain and suffering, you know? That's what any song, you know, in life, if there's anything we can relate to in life, it means so much more to us, right? Because you can relate to it. You know what I mean? When you tell your story and someone's like, yeah, and they understand. That's why it's so frustrating when you speak about mental health and you don't get through to nobody because they don't understand it. And it's so hard, right? But when you have the people that do understand, it makes it so much easier. You know, for one, you don't feel alone, even though you're never alone. You know, we all suffer with this shit. You know what I mean? Maybe not everybody, but we do. Yeah, man. Music is a great thing. That's how Jelly Roll got so big. I don't know if you guys know who Jelly Roll is, but the song you wrote called "Save Me." You know, I knew Jelly Roll before that, years before that, before he was big. But you know, everyone can relate to that music. That's why songs get so big and popular because everyone can relate to it. Trauma definitely causes PTSD. Yeah, right. Anything in life. You know, some things like I was saying earlier, like some people might think, you know, that's nothing. Why are you all messed up from it? Well, my brain don't work like yours. I go to therapy and I deal with it. Yeah, I mean, yeah. You know, Jelly Roll? Is that what you're talking about? Sometimes, yeah, but nature is better. Yeah, nature's awesome, right? Taking a nice hike. Uh, that helps tremendously. It's being outside, fresh air, listen to the birds, peacefulness. You know what I mean? The sun. I'm Tim Toys, but married 38 years, and he still just cannot understand why I want to. How are you doing now? Are you good now? Why he doesn't want to what? Why he don't want to understand? Or why he doesn't want to die? Yes. Oh, for sure. Anyone that females see combat, you know what I mean? Females seen combat, yeah. All right, Katie. What's going on here? John, we're talking about mental health. Do you deal with any mental health? Do you have any mental health concerns? Anxiety, depression, PTSD, OCD, bipolar? Why he doesn't want to die? Why would he want to? You don't want him to. I mean, you really don't want him to feel that way, do you? Yeah, right. God's country. Everyone is different from the next person, but trying to go outside. Yeah, I mean that's hard for some people. That's why like success is so different. Success is so different for everybody, right? So success for me might, going to work and working, 20 hours. 16 hours a day, 8 hours a day. That might be successful. I don't do it. I don't focus. Then for somebody else, it might be just getting out of bed. Oh, all right, John. Well, buddy, hopefully you get some advice. Hopefully this helps a little. Now I know what you meant, Ron. You meant your daughter again? What do you mean? I just don't understand why he doesn't have the thoughts like, oh, I get you now. I thought you were saying pretty much like you didn't understand why he don't have this, why he don't want to die as well. I don't think either of you should want to die. That's where I was going with that. But yeah, I mean, he's different, right? It's kind of like what we're talking about. Like he don't understand why you have the thought that you want to die, and you don't understand why you don't have your thoughts. Right? We're all different. You know what I mean? I mean, I wouldn't wish that thought on anybody, would you? What's my favorite hobby? Ron, you asking me? You have no idea how many humans you're helping grow. I hope so. I appreciate you, Gibson. I've got PTSD, depression, anxiety, type 1. What do you have to do for type 1 diabetes? Is it medicine? Nickelback really loud when I feel anxious and coming back from. Yeah, whatever helps, right? I like all kinds of music. It depends what mood I'm in. But yeah, whatever helps, it's different. Oh no, we just don't understand it. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you can get, 38 years of marriage. Where's the conversation go? Oh, okay. Oh, you have to take insulin every mealtime. All right. Yeah, I mean, I guess he tries to understand, right? Michael says, good food, proper supplements. My faith in Jesus Christ. Praise music on Air One, lifting heavy weights, cold shower, talk therapy, radical acceptance, self-improvement daily. What is talk therapy? Is that kind of like what we're doing here? Hello, Baker. How are you been? How are you? Female veterans not only suffer from PTSD from combat, they suffer due to it. Oh yeah, I heard about a lot of that happens in the military. I never was in the military, but I heard it's still the same way. Women get treated different. I mean, there's no protection for the women in the military. Yeah, I mean, the addiction was what keep you depressed. You know what I mean? You think it works. It might work for the night or that day, but like Ryan Miller says, oh yeah, a lot of people like doing that, Ron. I never owned one. Gibson Gentle. Thank you. I'm Gibson Gentle. Oh, okay. I usually get upset and walk away. We don't talk about it much. Well, shutting down, don't help. I made that post a while ago. A lot of people got mad about that, right? But I mean, walking away and gathering your thoughts, right, before the argument starts is okay. But never talking about it again, I don't think it's healthy at all. I mean, that's my opinion. I mean, how much more frustrating is it when you're trying to get to the root of the problem or a solution to the problem, and no one, the person you're trying to figure this out with, won't talk to you? I mean, it's pretty hard and upsetting. I've been depressed since I was 13. I've tried twice in my life. It's gone to therapy in the past. I'm 36 now. I've been self-healing for 2 years, grounding and medication. Well, I'm glad you're here, Melissa. Hopefully, everything is all right now. It's a lot of work, right? Hopefully you don't think that like that anymore, and the things you're doing are helping. There's no policy for that? I didn't know that at that time. Have you both tried grief counseling? Hey, first things professionals don't. People don't. CBT? What's CPT? Talk through the tears, right? It's important to me. Talking is hard when you don't know who to trust. Oh, yeah, Vic. I mean, yeah, you got to surround yourself with people that are willing to tell you the truth. That's why a true friend will always tell you, what they think about you. You know what I mean? If it's good or bad. You know, when we're doing bad, I want to be checked, right? A lot of people coming home after war do not talk. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, I mean, who can you relate to? That's how motorcycle clubs started, Ron. They wanted that brotherhood. You know what I mean? After World War II, they wanted that brotherhood, and they couldn't find it with regular civilians. Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for being here. Hopefully this helps. Oh, okay. I gotcha. See, okay, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Ron. We have them around here, clubs. Oh, I appreciate your work, man. Well, thank you for being here as well. That's true. That's my coping mechanism. I lost my daughter last year, and I pretty much stay in bed. It's easier to just watch TV. My therapist. Oh, that's right. How did you lose your daughter? I forget. Did that happen at your house, right? Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. That's a shame. Yeah, we did have that conversation. Yeah, I think I'm pretty right. I think my memory, yeah. You help so many, but I have no idea you're helping across. Well, it's not about me, right? It's way bigger than me, right? Well, life's way bigger than all of us. There's so many. No one got through this life alone, and no one ever will. That's just how I believe, and that's facts. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember now. But it was at your house, I believe. So I made it even harder, right? um. Lisa says, starting my DJ journey last year helped my mental health. Music is the best medicine. A lot of people say music on here. Yeah, for sure. But I appreciate all the support and all the kind words. I really do. Yeah, for sure. Um, talking to my therapist helped a bit, but walking helps me a bit more. I just always try to remember where I was, where I am now. Yeah, a lot of people, exercise. Like a lot of people think you got to exercise just to have this kind of like fit body or whatever, or like have this certain image. I mean, once you realize exercise it's way deeper in that, and you eat. It doesn't matter how many pounds you can lift, how far you can run, or all that bullshit. It's just about doing it and it clears your mind, man. I'm telling you. I shared at home. I was with her April 30th 1 year. Yeah, it's tough. It's coming up on 1 year. You know, um, just keep fighting. It's tough. I know. I know. I remember you saying it's hard for you to even get outside. If I remember correctly, exercise is really way deeper. It's good. Yeah, man. That's where. Like I came in from work today, and I'll just be honest with you, I didn't feel like doing anything, and then like, I gotta run. Just makes you feel better. And then I get off of it, like clears your mind up, helps with depression. Singing and dancing, yeah, I sing too, but it's not that good. Can I ask your daughter's name, please? Is that for Katie? Yeah, I wish I could sing. I'd sing right now. Exercise. I just opened up to this comment again. This is on my phone. I mean, you guys are wondering. Exercise has always helped me, but finding it difficult to motivate myself despite knowing it helps. I mean, Paul, that's like the greatest comment. Paul Kelly. That's so true. I just said that. Isn't it weird how this works? Every time I do a live video, this shit happens. Every time. I either talk about something, we bring something up, and then boom, uh, either someone hops on and they're talking about the same shit, or I don't know. It's just so weird. I mean, we're just talking about this. I didn't even see this comment. My phone was blacked out. And it says exactly what we just talked about. Exercise has always helped me, but finding it difficult to motivate myself despite knowing it helps. The same thing I just talked about. When I got home, I didn't feel like doing it, but I knew it helped. Or it helps. You know what I mean? So, like, why don't we do things that help us? Because it's uncomfortable, you know? It's so much easier to just, get a shower and do nothing after work. You know what I mean? So much easier. It's more comfortable. It's just to be sitting on the couch rather than running or walking or lifting weights or whatever you do, But it's good for you, so why don't we do it? That's what's weird about life, right? It's weird. Tracy says connecting back to nature, being around my animals, and turning negative into positive, and just being grateful for what I have. Exactly. Like we can look at shit all different ways, When something happens in life, do we look at the negative part of it, or do we try to find the positive in it? Even if you can't find a positive in it, just staying positive because something didn't go the way it was supposed to. It's not the end of the day, right? We don't have to just be miserable the rest of the day because something didn't go our way. And just being alive is more than enough if you just got it. Exactly, right? That's your success for the day, It's different for everybody. William, Friday. Yeah, I should be here Friday. If not Friday in the morning. I don't know. I kind of like the evenings too. There's more people here. But I kind of like, I don't know, because like when I say this shit helps me, it's just good for my start of the day, I'll come here in the morning. It's real early, but people are all over the world, so it's different timing. Like I don't even know, like, where's everyone from? Like, what time is it where you're at? Because for me, it's 5:30, right? PM. Look inside yourself deeply, and on the days you're down, find the fire within and use it to motivate yourself. Exactly, Vic. Um, yeah. Baker says both are great. Yeah, maybe it's just sometimes I don't stay committed. When I get out of bed, boom, it's just do my shit, and then I come live. It's awesome. I'll see, like for William. So William, it's 10:30 now. So when I'm going live in the morning, it's what, like 8:30, 8:30 for you. Oh man. It's 10:30 now. You're 5 hours. Yeah. So both. I mean, you're probably up a little late now. Around 9. Yeah. Um. Mary says therapy and medicine, but the therapy is really the key. You need to be able to connect with the person that you're having therapy with, and having a set of good friends that check on you not only because they want something, but because they really care about your mental and physical health. Yeah, they go hand in hand, right? 10:30 p.m. in the UK. Yeah, it's Williams in the UK as well. You guys are what, 5 hours ahead then? So bizarre. I don't know how to pronounce this person's name, but they say reading, especially books related to mental health. Separate bedrooms for me and my husband. I can't take his never-ending negativity. It helped me find me again. Wow, I thought she was going to say snoring. I mean, how negative can a person be when they're sleeping? I thought there are the days I feel hopeless and I get the best family I can have, but I still don't understand my feelings. Yeah, a lot of people don't. Even family, you know what I mean? It's like in the mornings because it's 3:30 I'm here. I'm not sleeping. Oh, you're up every morning. I mean, you can't sleep at all. I think you messaged me earlier today, right? About asking me if I was go live or something. I think. Good support signal. Yeah, for sure. If you can't find it there, you can find it here or another page on Facebook or wherever, whatever social media you have. Right? There's someone doing this, I believe. I think you like walking in the rain. Well, it rained here for 3 days straight. Why in the rain? Peaceful sound of the rain. It's interesting. You hopefully use an umbrella, huh? Actually, everyone's different. You know, I guess walking in the rain will be peaceful if you have the right shit on. You know what I mean? You're not getting wet. Tough love from the select few, giving myself permission to love me again, making time for me again. Kelly. Kenny. Realizing that I'm having a small group of real friends, no judgment, open and truly there for me. Being able to trust them and stand with them. Not being not behind them or in front of them. Not really being with them in the moment. For sure. You know, you're all eagle, right? Big said it clears my mind. 3 to 4 hours, I have nightmares. Oh man. Oh, does that stem from your daughter? I love listening to the wind and the rain, thunderstorms. I love thunderstorms too. No, you're just normal, right? You just, chemical imbalance. Walking in the rain, watching the base stuff. Yeah. As long as you don't get wet feet, right? Like being in it or being like outside, like on the porch or something. Like being in an enclosed porch when it's raining and thunderstorm, it's pretty awesome. Like I lived in the city growing up. Everyone had a porch, you know what I mean? Or stoop, whatever you want to call it. And we'd always sit out there and watch the rain, the traffic, watch the roads flood, you know. No shoes. You walk barefoot, Kim? I can only walk barefoot in my house. I should, I guess, right? It's good for grounding. Uh, Grounding and barefoot. Well, being barefoot, grounding. Samantha, getting out into nature. I either go for a walk around or local river here in town, or just sit there and enjoy the sounds of the rapids from the river. Now, I'm not bullshitting you when I tell you this. We just talked about this. This is the second time this happened now. I just opened my phone again, and you can't make it up. That's the second time that happened now. Oh, okay. Where are you from? What state? I'm sure you told me already, but I forget. Yes, I have dreams. She's a little and can't get to her. Oh man. What are dreams, right? How do you stop dreaming? Anybody know the answer to that? Is there an answer of what a dream is? Some people think dreams are reality. Obviously, they're not. Um, yeah, what are dreams? Sometimes I never dream. I hate how you feel for. I hate how you feel like you're living in two different lives. The past. Yeah, right. It's so important to stay in the present. The past is like trauma, depression. I mean, it's good to talk about it, right? But not letting it dictate your attitude or your mindset every day. And then anxieties from the future, right? Trying to figure out what we're going to, how's this vacation going to go, or how's the work day going to go, or how's meeting this person going to go, or how going to the store is going to be, how's this drive going to be down the highway, being in line in the grocery store, meeting new people, a new job. There's so many things that makes us anxious or brings us anxiety. It's unbelievable. Kim Clark, me too. I love it. Yeah, anxiety, man. It's overwhelming. So I gotta take to help sometimes with the grief. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine what you're going through, not losing a child. It's tough. Have you ever talked to other parents that have gone through the same thing? William says the 5 4 3 2 1 technique. Is that kind of like I used like the 5 things, like 5 colors? I made a reel about that and I posted it a couple times. 5 colors, 5 sounds. That helps me. Like when I drive over bridges, like I'll look at 5 different colors, 5 different color cars, the white line, the yellow line, the color of the bridge. I mean, whatever. Um, I don't know why I'm so scared to go over bridges, but I guess I'm working on the roadway, and when you really sit on a bridge and you really feel how they move, because they have to move, right? They're built to move, or they would fall. Um, That happened about 20 years ago. It's pretty wild. Baker says, you ever tried being hypnotized? I like the rain, but I get good in the rain. Reckons aren't. Oh, man. Yeah. There you go. Heather. Here you go, Katie. Maybe that would help. William says, I lost my daughter 34 years ago. I've missed her since, but I know I met her again one day. Yeah, man. I mean, you can't beat yourself up about it, right? I mean, we all mourn and grieve different. You know what I mean? I can't tell you how to. I can't tell you, how to. I never been through it, right? But we all have experienced loss in some form. But a child, I mean, I only have kids, right? I said that 1,000 times, but it's tough, man. Yes, I'm in the Facebook group. I'm a grief group person, but I can't talk. If you get over that anxiety, right? I know it's hard, but find a way to get in that door, right? And sit down and let everything out that you've been holding in, around people that understand what you're going through. I think would help so much. Yeah, I've had some of them chasing down here in Kentucky yesterday. We were watching like the clouds. Oh, bigger, it's just tornado season, isn't it? My husband likes being in her room. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I bet you probably haven't even touched anything in there, huh? God-based recovery Facebook groups, always looking for a member. Yeah, Trav, what's your group? Trav has a group or a page or whatever you go on. That's what my therapist says. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Let's go to another question. Praying every night, consistent exercise of sunlight, then action. Sometimes it's up to us to save ourselves. It helps also to talk to someone going through the same thing. I was from Cruz. I mean, of course. I mean, it's definitely up to us, right? No one else is going to do it for us. If you're going to wait around for somebody else, in life in general, you're going to be waiting a while. There's only so many people we can trust in this life. It's up to us to do what we got to do to make the changes we got to make. You know what I mean? We can ask for support, right? But at the end of the day, we're the ones that got to put the work in. No one's going to put the work in for us. That's just how this life is. People can tell us to do things till they're blue in the face, but we don't put the work in. We're not going to see the changes. You know what I mean? The outcome's not going to be there that we want. At the end of the day, it's up to us to make the changes needed. And whatever that may be, it's different for everybody. I bought a motorcycle and trained myself to ride. I believe that was the only thing that helps me. That's the only thing that helps me. Friends and family tend to get tired. Can't blame them, but mental health is a real thing for sure. I mean, you think about it, you see that a lot about people, right? They say, I talk to people and they get wore out because, I'm overwhelming or I'm always negative or blah, blah, blah. But it's like, bro, I'm coming to you, maybe once a week or, with my problems, but I'm doing this shit every minute of the day. Like if it's wearing you out, what do you think it's doing to me? All right. So next time someone says that to you, I just thought of that. Say that to them. Be like, dude, I talk to you like once a week and it's wearing you out. Now you get a little idea of what I deal with every day. Therapy to learn about my illness and how to cope and accept myself. Barbara. Yeah, if it's wearing you out after one conversation, holy hell, what do you think I've been through? Norman says, my best friends and family, I'm not 100% better. Some days are harder than others, but I will keep fighting, of course, right? We can't stop. We can't let this shit hold us down. I'm in Alabama. There was about 30 miles. Oh, man. How long does that last? A couple months? Yeah, man, you're right. At the end of the day, I can't expect prayers to be answered if you don't put in the work. Yeah, for sure, man. I know I'm just tired. Been depressed and suicidal since I was 12. I'm just tired. Yeah, yeah, I get it. You know, I mean, it is tiring, but we got to we got to focus on what we can do to change. You know, Ron, get some good laughter in your life. It's the best medicine. It can be hard to laugh, but it helps for sure, man. There's Trav's Facebook group. I'm thinking, right? Is that your group? Well, thanks for the stars, bro. Appreciate it, man. Um, I can't see them on the StreamYard, but I see them when I go to the Facebook. I just seen your name with no comment. Appreciate it. Wrong link. Evening, Chris. Try that's the wrong. That's the wrong link. Let me get back to these comments real quick. I want to read something. I want to change it up here. Something. If you could change one thing in the world, what would it be? Do you remember I posted that earlier? Um, I would remove. Stephanie says I would remove greed from the human experience. There's enough of everything for everyone. No one person should hold more resources than everyone else. Abundance should be shared, not hoarded. What's your opinion on that? I mean, without getting into politics, but if I work hard for something, right? Should I have to give that to everybody? Should I have to share everything I worked hard for? Darren said the need for conflict between humans. Um, no veterans would be homeless. Donna. Like I don't think, just because. Well, I mean, what's your opinion on that? I mean, that's a good conversation there. Um, I see what she says to a point, right? But if I'm busting my ass every day, and I earned everything I got, I shouldn't just have to give it to somebody else, right? That's kind of like communism, isn't it? Be more kind to each other. Ellen. If I could just love, if we could just love one another, what a great place it would be. Rogers. No more war. It's this world could be such a beautiful place if people were kind to each other. Yeah, Kim, the government takes enough. Ain't no lie about that, right? Yeah, join Trav's group. Trav was wait, did I interview him? Yeah, he came here. Um yeah. Lauren says now the question was if you could change one thing in the world, what would it be? So um I lost my spot. To get rid of hate and have this world some peace. Have this world some peace. Yeah. Sure, I read it right. A cure for type 1 diabetes. Someone I love has it, has that terrible disease. And then Gail says, the president. Okay. We'll let that one go, right? We really don't want to talk about politics, but we can get into politics if you want. It's good to have you in our group, Katie. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys and women. When I say guys, it's people in general. That have their own group, you know what I mean? And they're doing their own thing. Yeah, you're welcome. There's no other reason why. Um, there's no reason why no one anyone shouldn't be, right? I mean, especially when we all know what it's like to struggle in some sense. You know what I mean? Life is fucking hard, and it's hard for everybody, and it's that's life. It's as simple as that. It's just fucking how life is, man. It sucks sometimes. I mean, I don't think anyone that ever walked this earth had it easy. Some might have it easier. You like grief, right? Grief never gets easy. It gets easier. It's never easy. Same with mental health. Like, does it ever just stop? Has anyone ever just got over a mental health issue or concern? Have you ever just said, all right, I'm done? Like anxiety. Have you ever just stopped getting anxious? I don't think it would ever happen. I changed the stigma of what strength looks like. To face fears, but vulnerable and real is an amazing strength. For sure, man. Yeah, it's wild. What are some more? People that blame everything on a what? People that blame everything on a president. Doesn't matter which one, but always complaining. Well, I agree with you, but if I could change the world, it wouldn't be that. Cost of living, price of housing, cars, insurance, taxes, groceries, etc., etc. Can't lie there, right? I mean, look at the strain that's been putting on people. You know, it's unbelievable. Visit my mom, who has dementia and is bedridden. She's been on the end of her life care for 10 months. I don't know about that, William. That's a tough one for me, dude. That situation, I kind of agree with it. You know what I mean? There's no turning back. Like, but then it gets too great. It's not black and white. It's not enough black and white for me. It's too I don't know, man. That's a tough one. Anybody else have an opinion on that? Where do you draw the line, right? You know what I mean? Where's the line get drawn on that? Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a tough one for me. I don't know. I like to see what other people's opinions are on that because uh that's a tough one, dude. Free access to food and fresh water to all. Sure. Why not, right? I mean, you can't even trust the food or the water we eat now or drink. It's pretty sad, right? I appreciate you too, man. Let me know about the 9th. Uh, when is the 9th anyway? What day is that? I think that's what we said earlier, right? The 9th. I didn't even look at the day, dude. Um, it's a Tuesday. Yeah, it's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, hit me up, dude. Thanks for being here. Thanks again for the stars, man. Yeah, Baker, isn't it? I mean, Dr. Gavorkian. Did anyone ever heard? My head's bleeding. Dr. Gavorkian. Did anyone ever hear of that guy? We had this conversation a little bit. What he used to do. Damn it. I'm right back. I gotta get something for my head. I cut it. It's the price you pay when you shave your head, I guess. All right, man. She can't speak, she can't drink or eat. I can't remember anyone. Yeah, man, I get it, William. I get what you're saying, dude. I mean, it's tough, dude. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's just tough. Yeah, for sure. It is. I mean, I get it. I can't. I don't know if I can. If I can support that, right? I mean, I can't. Where do you draw the line? It's not. It's too much gray area for me. It's too much gray area when it comes to that. I just can't sit here and say I agree with it. It don't sit well with me. But I get I get that, man. If your mom's in that bad, like, I mean, how fair is it to her, right? Like, when it comes to quality of life, like, it's hard enough when you're. It's hard enough. Like, get back to this. It's hard enough when you can speak, right? It's hard enough when you can eat or drink. You know, it's hard enough to live a happy life, a joyful life when you can do all them things. Then it's all taken away from you. What kind of life do you really have, right? Yeah, I mean, like, can William, can she make the decision herself? Like, is she even coherent enough? Because if not, then who's making that decision, right? If your mom can't, who's going to make the decision? Uh, I wouldn't want to make that decision. Yeah, but yeah, that's a tough subject, man. It's tough. Let me go back to this other one. One thing you could change the world: cost of living. We said that one. Um, Jen says, I would have every single person practice kindness every minute of every day. Sally says, having respect. Sarah, fighting and greed, sorry. Arrow Street. No more abuse of any kind. Access to the internet? Okay. Hunger? Not having borderline personality disorder and anxiety. It's a struggle every day, for sure. No one, if you could change, no one would feel alone. That's a good one, right? Uh, World hunger and homelessness, right? It's sad. Like, no one should be homeless, right? Some people choose to be homeless, though, right? Some people do choose to be homeless. I took care of my Meemaw. That would be her grandmother, if people don't understand. When I had dementia and cancer until she passed, it was hard watching her slip away, but I was happy it was there. Yeah, like a lot of people say, they're not suffering no more, right? So now let's just break this down. Let's just talk about this for a minute. Okay. So let's just take William's mother, for example. So she's suffering. It's obviously physically suffering. You know what I mean? So now just hear me out and take it for what it's worth. So if she's suffering, right, we tell her to just be like, all right, end your life, right? Then the suffering ends. You know what I mean? You hear that a lot when someone dies from, like, when they've been when they're in physical pain or whatever. Like William's mom, for example. And then when they pass away, you're like, it's a good thing she's not suffering no more, right? You hear that so many times. Okay, now you take someone that's mentally ill, right? And that's suffering with mental illness. Now, is that all right just to say, um, okay, you're tired of suffering and then just we're done? You see what I'm saying? That's why it's so hard for me. I can't just say, okay, you've been suffering for, however many years, weeks, months. I can just agree with you to call it quits. I just can't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I get it when it's like the physical aspect of things, but I can't just say, give up. It would be hard to draw a line. I think those with mental illness should be allowed to die too. My dad was blind, couldn't hardly hear, had dementia. He was 92. Horrible. My daughter. It's just such a thin. It's, it should be, but William, a pet can't talk, dude. A pet can't tell you what it's feeling. I get what you're saying. We have to make the decision. Do you want that decision in your hands of a human? I don't. I don't. Yeah, Beggar, that's how I look at it. It's hard, man. I can't just tell you to give up. So you're all right. You had enough of suffering. Just stop. I can never agree to that. I will never agree to that. I mean, there's always an ending to everything. And I don't think your suffering has to end in death. I think it can end while you're still alive, right? I think there's ways we can all get better. Mm. Susanna Teen or any suits, I lost my 15-year-old daughter. So sorry to hear that. Like Kim says, they want to give up on us, right? Baker, I know someone who laid in a coma for 6 years in a nursing home and came back. That is crazy. There you have it. I mean, miracles happen. See, my thoughts is I suffered for 57 years of mental illness. I'm mad they say me after my attempts, but I know I think differently. Katie, you're a tough one. We're glad you're here, We don't agree on everything, and that's fine. That's life. I appreciate your opinion. I appreciate your input. It makes me open my eyes up to the way other people think, right? I don't have to agree with you, right? We can still be on great terms. But I think you have plenty of life to live. There's more life to live, you know what I mean? Why not live the next however many years of your life happy? You can overcome this. I don't give a fuck if it took you 80 years. You know what I mean? Who's to say it won't change tomorrow? It might be a little dramatic, but things happen. Things happen. I would never give up my mom like she has it with me. I'm just see her in pain, drugged up in her. Yeah, well, my brother, my brother died from brain cancer, man, like 5 years ago now. And I watched him die for 3 days, Well, I watched him longer than that, but when it got to the end, you know what I mean? Where there was like no coming back, right? There was all hope was lost because of where he was at in his stage. So them 3 days were hell. I mean, you could during the whole process, you could see better days, but when it got to the last 3 fucking days, man, you knew it was coming. And at that point, like you're thinking right now, you just laid in the bed, like you don't do shit, right? On pain meds, and you're just like waiting for it to end. You know what I mean? So I get what you're saying, dude. I've been there, but I don't know. It's fucking hard. Oh, it's good, man. Yeah, it's tough, man. So I get. I don't know what's harder, like death that happens just boom, someone passes away, you get the phone call, or watching someone die for over a year or whatever long it was. It's hard. Yeah, when it's tough, man. Um, there's days I hope. Oh no, man, I appreciate you. No, I appreciate opening up and saying everything you do say. You know what I mean? You're a very open person, and I believe it helps a lot of people. And I love to hear your aspect on life. You know what I mean? Um, it's not that I don't understand it; I just don't agree with it. Right? I believe you still have a lot of life to live and a lot of things to offer to a lot of people. Um, that's why I would never agree to that stuff. Not only that, but there's some there. It's just you can look at it so many different ways, right? There's so many people that would love to have what we have, even though we're so-called mentally ill, right? Like there's so many things we have that other people don't have that would love to have what we have. And just that little bit of what we have would make them so happy, right? And then we take it for granted, right? Because we're so used to sleeping in a bed. We're so used to everything we have, right? Access to a shower. This might vary for some people in here. I don't know. But having a vehicle or having a job, you know what I mean? Like we take so much shit for granted. That's what pushes me, right? That's what I don't know. It's what motivates me. Like, I'm different when it comes to that shit. Like, it's never good enough for me. Like, I'm never good enough for myself. You know what I mean? Even when I get to a certain point or I achieve something, it's never enough. Like, I need more. It's weird. Well, I appreciate you understand. I understand you, you know? I would never wish that on anyone. What are you speaking about? Oh, there you go. They always say that if you had a choice, would you choose your own problem, not somebody else's? Exactly, right? I don't want, like, do we really want somebody else's problems? Oh, are you the one from Baltimore? Were you the one talking about the bridge? Do I remember that right? Oh, for sure. I mean, yeah. I mean, the grass is definitely not greener. Because, see, what we see, we don't always see the whole story of people's lives, right? There's not many people that talk about the shit we talk about here. You know what I mean? Yeah, were you the one that we were talking about the bridge? Was that you that was telling us all the information that one day? Um, yeah, we only see bits and pieces of shit. You know what I mean? Just take me for example. You only see bits and pieces of me up here. Uh, you know what I mean? Oh, okay. Yeah. How's that going down there anyway? You have any new information, or how's it been? How's it affecting traffic? I'm kind of interested in that if you don't mind sharing. I have a great life. My husband's great to me. I'm pretty much everything I ever want. I've got a great relationship with my son. I had an amazing relationship with my daughter. You know, there's a book called Trying to Live with My Brain is Trying to Kill Me. Oh yeah, for sure, man. But the thing is, you can see this stuff, right? That's what's very important. You're not hiding you're a very open person, very truthful, it seems to me, with yourself and what you're going through. So I think that's a huge step in any recovery, right? My daughter pain, even though the other chose to put her back on the vent. Yeah, see, that's tough, man. That's tough. I just joined. What's the topic? I live in Raleigh. Oh, the topic for here was oh, okay. The topic here was what was the topic? Well, what has helped you through your mental health journey? Oh, you live in North Carolina now? Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering if you had any information on the bridge. I haven't been following it. I seen a little bit when it happened, and you know, I'm pretty sure it kind of messed up a lot of shit down there. I was wondering how the traffic was. Yeah. So, what has helped you through your mental health journey? What else were we talking about? What would you change if you could change one thing in the world? What would it be? How you doing? Park, New Zealand. And I was just reading some comments. I posted that earlier today. I was just reading some of the comments. What people. So one person said, if you could change one thing in the world, she said, my parenting. Can I join in? Yeah, you mean like yeah, anyone could come up here. There's the link. Oh, well, we decided to quit CPO on our daughter because she was so sick. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm curious. Yeah, Baltimore. I could look some articles up then or something. There's a link. Anyone wants to join? Again, you can come up with the camera on, off. Whatever you wish. And whenever you want the link, just let me know. I feel like I'm getting sicker again. Sicker, is that a word? Sicker or more sick? Sicker. Climate change. I don't believe in it. You guys believe in climate change? War don't exist. Yeah, the climate changes, but I don't think it's what they think it is. Loss. Suzanne, I think she was here. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like if you could get rid of mental health in the world, that'd be amazing, you know? That would be an amazing thing for so many people. It would help so many people. How you doing?
Hey, hey, hey. Oh, I'm taking it day by day. I got a bunch of bad news from the doctors and whatnot, but it's all gonna be okay because it's gonna be okay. So, anywho, I kind
What?
of wanted to go ahead.
Go, no, you go ahead.
Yeah, got skin cancer on my head, basal cell carcinoma, some other stuff on my arm and my feet. I've got a neuropathy going on. It's like high blood pressure's up, but I'm still kicking. So
Yeah, that's a lot to take on, huh?
yeah, it is. It is, but it's gonna be okay. Um, Kind of wanted to share a little bit, like this morning. Um, I've got a granddaughter who's 9 years old, and her and I are really, really close. And I've been struggling trying to keep up my pace and keep my side of the street clean with my daughter. And she's in the past, she's like maybe 7 years ago, she's kept the grandchildren from me seeing the grandchildren because of jealousy and envy. So I would always just like back down and just not say anything and walk away. Well, from being here and listening to other people on this little podcast here has helped me so tremendously.
That's
So
good.
I I know. So instead of backing down and like, well, then I just won't go around you for a couple months or whatever, whatever. I was just like to myself, hey, I'm not going to let her get the best of me today. Let her vent and do what she needs to do. And it was all through text, which was really cool because then I'm not face to face and listening to it, and I would shut down otherwise. But it all ended up good, and I mean, like I said, before coming on the podcast and hearing everybody share, I would have shut down and stayed shut down for weeks until it was it's different. You got to work to work it.
Yeah, you
So,
gotta put the work in.
oh, amen, for sure. So, and I'm it's like the 9 year old, she an example, she lost her great grandpa about a week ago, and she confides in me and she trusts me, and she called me after she found out, and I already knew, but I didn't know that she knew, but she knew. And she's FaceTiming me and, grandma, I'm just 9 years old and crying. I don't know what to do. I don't know, you know, uh, just don't know what to do. I'm 9 years old, Grandma. I don't know what to do. I don't know. So I said, well, Meemaw's going to be over, and I'll snuggle buggle and sleep with you tonight. And I was just not feeling good. And I'm like, I've got to do that. In my heart, my soul was telling me that. So now it's like, she is older. She does need to be on her own. And it's not like I snuggle buggle all the time. You know what I mean? That's healthy for a child, especially when they
Right.
feel secure.
Well, yeah, so they have
So,
someone to turn to. You know what I mean?
exactly. So, cut the long story short, it's like, I can remember back when she was like, oh, probably four or something, and they lived. And I was told, well, you call before you come to visit with the grandchildren. I'm like, okay. My home has always been an open door policy. So I kind of caught on to, really what was going on. And I thought, well, I'm going to go on and do what my heart and soul tells me to do. I'm driving down there. And if I get to see her just for a couple minutes in the yard, I'm happy with that. So, I mean, And it's taken me, a long time to be able to stand up and say, hey, this is where I am. And these are my feelings. And I'm entitled to not let people walk over me no more. I have to stand up for me. And if I don't stand up and I need a little time to think things through, that's okay. But eventually you got to cross that bridge and you got to handle it the best way you can. So that's what I really wanted to share.
Yeah, I mean, 9 years old. So her mother is your daughter, right?
Exactly. And she's
And that's the daughter you
43
said
now.
you don't talk to.
Yeah, we have a distance relationship at times, but it's better now. It's the best it's ever been. The last 4 years has really been good. So, and I don't want to trouble. I'm like, I don't want to trouble the waters to kick that into where she shuts down and says, hey, I don't, you know what I mean? I can't take that no more. So I sit in the background and I do what I have to do. I moved over here closer to her, sold the house, so I could be closer to the grandchildren, which I'm glad I did that. I don't have no regrets, but and I'm close. I'm there for her too. Um, but it goes back to, you know, love. Love is a big, word. Unless there's actions behind someone that you want to be around, you don't want to be around toxicity no more. I don't anyway. Toxic is not good for me. So I've got to protect myself and my heart and soul to be able to just stay sane, to be able to stay out of the anxiety, to be able to stay out of the depression, because I'm treatment resistant. So there's not medication that helps me. So it's the cognitive therapy, listening to this group here that's helped me. I'll tell you what, I'm at the best place in my life at 68 years old than I have ever been. And I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, that's good to hear. What's up, William?
Yes. Hey, William.
Hi, Travis. Hi, Joyce.
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm doing okay, mate. I thought I'd just jump on and say, hi, guys. Can you hear
Yeah,
me
you're
okay?
breaking in and out a little. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I think I'm lagging.
Oh, maybe a little. It sounds all right now.
Yeah. How was your day?
Not too bad today, yeah. Just thanks for having me on, Travis.
Yeah, man. Thanks for being here. She has a hard time talking to her mom because she's so negative. Yeah, I mean that's hard for a lot of people, right?
Right.
Trying to get help. You're trying to get help
She,
from someone, but they're always negative about it.
yeah. Well, she's in counseling. They're in family counseling, which is good. But until she comes to the realization that she needs to change something, she's not going to change it. It's like, I'm not going to beat my head up against the door no more. I'm not. I love her, care about her, but she's been in some rough positions, in her teens and in early 30s, and she's got to work through her crap. But however, um, wearing the mask, I can't think of his name. He's from UK. I shared that link with her, and she listened to it, and that's a good thing.
Who was it?
I can't think of his name, but he's from the UK, I think, or Australia. What's his name? He's got the mental. He's got the big. You've been on his show a couple times. His podcast.
Oh, Adam.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So there was a couple times that I had listened in on his podcast, and I copied the link and I shared with her, Viva Messenger, and she listened to it, which was a good thing.
Did
So
she watch
I
it?
mean, well, yeah, she did. She did. But she's in a this my son-in-law that she's married to. He's a very well, they don't argue a lot, but when they argue, and I can't take it. I have to leave. and I try to usually, comfort the granddaughter because she's the one that gets all upset about it. She's the one that's in the middle of the crap. She don't need to hear that.
All right. Yeah, some things. What the hell? Some things. Kids shouldn't be around.
Exactly. Well,
They don't need to.
that's why she trusts in her Mimo. Her Mimo's taught her to pray and gave her a God box, and you know what I mean, to write little things on it and put it in there. And
Yeah.
I just, that's what I do. That's my heart and soul. So, and I never realized. I mean, I did, but I didn't. I mean, I've kind of lost touch with reality going through the divorce and stuff that I went through 12 years ago. But I've worked through that, and it's still not all the way done in my mind. I still get angry about some of the things that, you know, through the divorce that happened, but it's done, it's over with. So I try not to dwell on it anymore. I just let it go. It's like, oh, well, it just happened and that's just the way it is. And I've learned from it, that's for sure. So,
Yeah. Sometimes
yeah,
that's all. It's tough, but right. We always learn from everything, good or bad.
exactly. Well, and I shared with her in the text this morning, I thought, when you were little and I was in the abusive relationship with your dad, I mean, oh, it was bad. But, you know, from the time that she was 1 all the way till she was 4, she wouldn't sleep by herself. So I had to actually go in there and comfort her, you know what I mean, to get her to go to sleep and pat her on her behind. And so, you know, she doesn't, she's type like, man up, get over it. Don't, it's just like a 9-year-old don't know how to, they've got to find a way of comforting themselves. And she does it through music, really. She's one of those little Taylor Swifties. And I mean, she sings every last one of her songs from beginning to end. Unreal.
Baker,
So, yeah.
Baker, here's a book. This lady, can you read that?
Um, oh, yeah. Oh, cool.
Did you ever hear? She said that was for you.
Well, tell her thank you. Well, thank you.
Yeah, did you ever hear of it?
No, ever.
Maybe.
But I will definitely get it and read it for sure. I'm going to snapshot a picture.
What's the book? What's the book about?
It looks like it's going to be about,
Being worthy.
yes. Yes. For sure.
She said it's new, but it's so good.
Okay.
Did you get a picture of it?
I did.
Okay, Finding Your Self-Worth. Yeah. Yeah, of course. That sounds like a good book, huh?
Yes, it does. Yeah. I just wanted to pop on here real quick and kind of share some of my little life stuff from the past and just let you know that I'm very, very grateful for this podcast for sure.
Well, I
And I want to
appreciate
thank
you coming up
everybody.
here.
Yeah. Well, hugs and love and I'll chat at you soon.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
See ya. All right, that's Baker. Thanks for sharing your story. Yeah, so if anyone else ever wants to come up here, that's all you have to do is go to the link. And if you need it or want it, just let me know at any time, and then I can send you the link. Right there, you just click on the link, and then it gives you a couple ways to join the stream or whatever you want to consider it. What else? Climate change, laws, things we could change the world. Sydney says bullying. I don't know why that's so hard for me to say. The laws surrounding mental health. I'm sick of asking for help and absolutely jack shit being done. Employees need to be held to an account for negligence when they refuse offer support. That's true. I mean, what would happen if they what would happen if they it was physical health, right? Shut up, William.
Hi, Travis. Can you hear me okay now?
No, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you seem to not be able to hear me.
I hear you good now. Yeah,
Oh, you hear me good now. That's okay. And thank God for that.
you're good,
So-
man.
Really meet you, Travis.
Hey, buddy, it's nice to meet you. Face with the name, right?
Yeah, exactly. I've been following you for the last 2 or 3 months, and it's really kept me going at times, mate. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. What's your page about again? Or do you have a
My
couple of
page-
them? I think.
It's a recovery-based peer support group, but it's not just for recovery. It's for mental health, adverse childhood experiences, grief, loss, isolation, anything really that we all go through, and we a lot of the time go through that alone. When I was going through my addiction in the latter few years of that, I had no one I could turn to and talk to and ask for advice or support or even a little bit of connection. I'd isolated myself throughout my addiction from even my family, my children and my sisters, etc. So I had no one to turn to. So when I first got into recovery just over 4 years ago now, I joined an online peer support group. And it was really in there that I found my safe space and was able to open up bit by bit at a time about what past traumas I'd been through, what my addiction was like, my mental health over the years, and even talking about things like losing my daughter Nicole. That really helped take the burden of the past off my shoulders, if you want. It really freed me up to talk about the things that I'd been through in my life that I'd held in, that I'd held them in for so long, and they kept me lost in addiction for 27 years. The shame, the guilt, the embarrassment, the trauma, all the rest of it had kept me locked in addiction for 27 years. So it was by opening up about that in a safe space and slowly but surely speaking more about my experiences, because I only really do talk about my own lived experience. I mean, that's all we can all really talk about. And I started my own peer support group, and that's now got 1,700 members in it, mate, from all over the world, helping each other on a daily basis, whether that be a post that I put up like you do with your page as well, or we've got 3 Zoom meetings per week. We join on Zoom Monday, Thursday, Tuesday and Thursday. So we connect in that way as well. We also do like things like walking talks in the summer months and the better weather. We go out in groups and walk along Portobello Beach, which is a big beach here in Scotland. So it's really about that connection you can make where you've been so isolated for so long. That I opened the group to show people that they're definitely not alone, like I felt. When I first got into recovery and I found the support and the connection out there in recovery, I thought, right, I want to pass this on. So when the group that I was in ended, then that's when I started my group, and that's been going for 3 years and a couple of weeks. And it's helping not only myself, it's helping an awful lot of other people as well, eh?
Right. Yeah, definitely. Why did the other person end theirs?
He just, in my opinion, he wasn't the right for running support groups. For that amount of people, he didn't have a temperament, in my opinion, for it. But in a way, I'm sort of glad he did, because most of the people from that group came over to mine anyway. But now it's grown so much that like I say, it is worldwide and it's helping a lot of people, eh? So, and just by me speaking up at first, but now we've got loads of people that come into either a Zoom or come on and do a live themselves and tell us their lived experience of what they've been through as well. And,
Yeah,
and for
because
me personally, and what I've found in the group, it's mostly people, not mostly, but a lot of people that are in the group and have suffered addiction have went through these adverse childhood experiences, and on whatever form that may have taken for them. I mean, I myself went through childhood trauma. I was abused by my father physically and mentally, so it wasn't easy to deal with. He used to abuse my mum from time to time as well. So it was really traumatic growing up. And I first encountered addiction when I was 8 years old. When I was at the weekends and that, my family would take us down to the beach, and down at the beach was amusements, slot arcades. And when I was playing them, I wasn't worried about going home and facing my dad, or I wasn't worried about bullies in the area that I stayed in or at school or whatever. I just seemed to zone out. So pretty quickly at a young age, I got hooked onto gambling, and that lasted a good. I've never gambled now for about 6 years, but that lasted a good 35, 40 years, and brought a lot of heartache for my family with that, because he's like taking money and spending it on gambling and things like that. So that was the first time addiction really showed itself in my life, if you want. But later in my teenage life, when I was like 19, 20, I was drinking a lot to deal with the childhood trauma that I've just mentioned there. But also at that stage, I had a wee girl called Nicole, and she was born, and she had Down syndrome, and she had her throat and her heart, her throat and where you swallow from are two different pipes in your throat. They were both attached to each other. So she had to go through major surgery right away as soon as she was born. She also had two holes in her heart as well, one which they operated on then, and one they would have operated on when she was 8-year-old. So it was a lot to take in, because we had never had any warnings about this during the pregnancy, that she had Down syndrome. There was these many complications. So when she was born, it was a shock, and she got taken off us and was away for like a 14-hour operation, I believe, to detach the throat from the gullet so she could breathe properly and eventually eat. But then she was put onto and she got the first hole in the heart fixed as well at that time. Then she was put onto a life support machine. Now that was literally after she was born. And
Well, you cut out, William. You cut out right there. I don't know why it cuts out sometimes. Oh, no, you're good now.
Again, then?
Yeah, I don't know why.
So
Like it will cut out every once in a while.
So she was put in a life support machine for 4.5 months, and then she eventually slowly started to get off of that. I was feeding her in the hospital through tube through her nose and things like that, and she was getting slowly but surely better. And then the doctor says to us, you can take her out to a family member for 1 hour, but in an ambulance with a nurse there. So we're really excited about that, because it was coming to 2 or 3 weeks to getting her home from hospital for good. And so we took her out to see my partner's gran for that hour. Everything went brilliant. It seemed to pass by in a flash, but it was it was great to get my daughter out of the hospital to show somebody else, look, this is our baby, you know what I mean? So anyway, we went back to the hospital with her, and then about 2 days later, I was walking along the local area, and I got a phone call from the hospital saying, you need to get up here right away. So me and my partner went up, and they say she's got a really, really bad chest infection. We don't know if she's got it from the hospital or from when she was out visiting, but it's a really bad one. It's that bad. We don't know if she'll make it, but there's only 2 choices you have. And I'm like, right, what's that? They said, well, you can put her back on the ventilator, but there's a 99.99 chance she'll never ever get back off it again. And with all the different other complications, it would mean a lot of chest infections that she'd have to fight. She'd still have to have her hole in the heart at 8-year-old. She also suffered the complications of Down syndrome as well. So that wasn't a really positive option. None of the options were very positive, to be honest. So I said, well, what's the second choice? And they said, we can give her morphine, and it'll reduce her pain and her agitation, but it'll also make her pass easier and quicker. So as you can imagine, I was only 20-year-old at that time. It was quite a difficult decision to make. It's my daughter at the end of the day, but at the same time, the first thing that came into my head was she's suffered enough. I don't want her to suffer for the rest of her life, however long that may have been, fighting infections and going through operations and on a ventilator and things like that. So we decided to give her the morphine, and a few hours later that night she passed away. She was 6 months old, and that was right there was when my childhood trauma and the grief of losing my daughter was just totally overwhelming. And that's when I went from drink to drugs. And I tried, my friends in the area at the time were taking Valium, and I tried a Valium for the first time. And the first time I tried a Valium, I was out of it. I can't remember a thing for 3-4 hours. And as soon as I came to again, I thought right away in my head, that's the answer. That's what I need. That's exactly what I need to block out everything I've ever been through, because I can't handle this anymore. I was having negative thoughts, suicidal thoughts on my own. About a year after, I was on my own because my relationship ended, and it was just a really hard place to be. But So that's where my Valium addiction started, and that went on for a long 27 years. But there was also other drugs in there as well, dihydrocodeine, which is an opiate, and other prescription-based pills mainly that I was taking over that period of time. At the end, the last year of my addiction, I was actually even taking crack cocaine. I was that low through other events that had happened in my life. A relationship breakup, my family broke up 6 years ago after my ex-partner was gang raped back in 2013, and that really smashed myself, my kids, and my wife up at the time. And a year or so later, a couple of years later, we actually separated as well. So I was in a really rock bottom place. And because when families break up, it's maybe not even talked about often enough, Travis. Normally, 9 times out of 10 anyway, the guy will leave the house because obviously the kids stay with the mum under normal circumstances. But what that meant for me was I became homeless. And that was like 5 years ago. And I'm currently still homeless. I've been through all the hostels, the B&Bs, etc. in Edinburgh here. And I moved back into my mum's in January 2020 because I had to get out of the B&B or I thought I'm going to be dead. I was swollen up to, I don't know if you have so much a problem over in America with fake Valium, street Valium.
Fake?
Yeah,
Fake
fake
Valium?
Valium.
I'm not too
Valium,
sure
yeah.
about it. Maybe
Yeah,
somebody in the
well,
comments would know, but I'm not
yeah, we've got
sure.
a big problem with that, and so I was taking up to 100 of these a day, crack cocaine, any other pill I could get my hands on, because I just didn't want to go to exist. You know what I mean? That's all I was really doing, was existing. So I was walking about my local area at 11:30 at night looking for crack cocaine, and I bumped into a group of teenagers at a roundabout in my area, and I went up to them, and I'd already had 50 of these Valium on my system, so I was already away with it. But I asked this group of people, do you have any crack cocaine? And when I looked up, one of the youths that were standing there was my son. So as soon as I see his face, initially I thought he was going to go crazy and try and shout at me or hit me or whatever, you know what I mean, be angry. But the sheer look of, sorry.
I missed what you said. You keep, for some reason, like you'll go and then it will break up and say it again. It breaks up. I don't know why.
No, I'm saying I thought my son would have been angry with me and maybe lashed out, but he just look of pure shame and embarrassment on his face. So I walked away from them. That was on the 19th of March 2020. And I woke up on the next again day on the 20th and I thought, right, enough's enough. And I stopped using everything. Now, I would never ever suggest to do that because it's dangerous. But that's the way I done it back then. I thought, no, enough's enough. I don't know what I was going to do. I didn't know. None of my children were talking to me. I've got 6 children, Travis, and not one of them were talking to me. So the only person I really had was my mum. She was my one person who had never let me down throughout my life. But even then, I was doing too much and hurting her too much by the state that I'd be in with these Valium and whatever else. So when I woke up on the 20th of March, I thought, right, enough's enough, and I just stopped using. But I didn't know what I was going to do with myself, or how I was going to make things better with my kids, or what I was going to do personally. That's when I came across the online support. I didn't know there's a big recovery world out there at that stage, and that's when I reached out and I joined that support group. And that's where I met other people, and that's what I mean by connection really is the opposite of addiction, of isolation, whatever it is that you're going through. By joining that group, it allowed me to get my story validated over time, not be called a liar or whatever, or that never happened, or whatever the case may be, in a safe space where it wasn't on the main Facebook, so it wasn't affecting other family members. For example, my mum obviously being ill, I didn't want her to know what was going on. So when, like I say, when that group ended and I'd started my own group, it just went from strength to strength there. By going into the group and talking twice a week, I go on a Wednesday and a Saturday and I talk about all different topics like you do, Travis. Addiction, mental health, grief, trauma, whatever the case may be, we'll talk about it. And I was realising more and more in time, like you're doing now as well, that the more we talk about our issues, although they're only relevant to us, it helps other people. Because there's loads of people through similar experiences. So by doing that, I was getting I've been watching people from the start of their journey, maybe being lost in addiction, coming into the group, opening up, speaking, and then now in recovery at different stages. So that's really what the group's all about. It's really about helping each other in what way may be necessary. And like I say, everybody's different. We've all got different experiences, but if we can use those experiences to help each other, then so much the better, eh? So a couple of years ago, Travis, I was sitting here and I seen an advert on Facebook for this. There's a place in Scotland called the Scottish Drugs Forum, and they were doing a training course to become an addiction support worker. Something I'd never ever dreamed of. I didn't think it was possible. I was lost in addiction. So I was 2 years clean by then, and applied for the job, and I got it. So I'm now a qualified addiction support worker. So now in my job, although I'm not working at the moment, in my job, I go out and support people with their addictions, with their mental health, or I work in recovery cafes or smart recovery meetings. I'm a facilitator that runs smart recovery meetings. So just, one of my friends says to me one time, you only get to keep what you have by giving it away. And I didn't really understand it all that time ago. But you only get to keep your recovery by giving that away, by helping other people, by connecting to other people. And by me speaking out in the groups, it's really helped me. I've heard you say it a couple of times already, Travis. This is like your therapy. And it really is like that for me. Because if I'm talking about something traumatic from my childhood, or Nicole, my daughter, or anything to do with mental health, it helps me. So when I was seeing it was helping other people, I thought, right, I'll just keep going with this and see where it goes. And like I say, we're 3-year-old in a couple of weeks' time, which is an amazing thing as well, eh? So, aye, that's a wee bit about me anyway, Travis. Thank you for letting me speak.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I wish there's a couple like when you were talking, it'd break up a little, so I missed a little bit of it, but yeah, it's pretty wild, man. So how many years you been clean? How many years now clean? 3.
4 years past Wednesday there, just last Wednesday before.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Do you still have a relationship with your kids then?
Sorry?
Do you still have a relationship with your kids?
The best part is I've got a relationship with all 6 of my kids now. Better than it's ever been. So, I mean,
All
my
6
two
of them.
oldest, yeah, my 2 oldest, I hadn't spoken to them for 12 years. And my ex-partner from teenage years, she'd been watching me online and realised that I'd got myself sorted and I was doing well. So she contacted me and said, I've been looking at you and you're doing really well. I'd like to ask the boys to get in touch. But so she did, and I've met up with them a few times since then, and it's yeah, I've got a really good relationship with all my kids.
You froze up. Yeah, that's pretty amazing, man. So you said you're homeless now?
Yeah, well, I'm in a temporary homeless accommodation, a temporary house, but it's homeless accommodation. Yeah, I started my homeless. Well, you go through the system through here in Scotland, you go in the B&Bs, the hostels and things like that, and then they put you in a homeless accommodation until they find you your council house, your own forever home. And that's a long, long process here in Scotland, to be honest with you. 5 years now coming up, I've been homeless. And that's not been easy to deal with either, no having the safety of your own place and different roofs over your head every so often and things like that. I mean, I've been in 4 different houses in the last 2 years. They just shift you about here, there and everywhere, eh? So, it's not been easy that side of it either. But I still managed to maintain my sobriety and still manage to do what I'm doing because life's too short, Travis. It really is for me, one day at a time. I might have been 5 years homeless. I might have had a 27-year-long addiction or whatever, but that was yesterday. That's not who I am now. You know what I mean? So I concentrate on what I can do in the day ahead and how I can. I had my daughter on a podcast a couple of years ago, and somebody in the comments asked her a question. What do you love most about your dad? And she's, one of the things I love most is he makes things just that a little bit better. And it choked me up, and I'm like, oh, that's really nice to hear. And I remember when I was starting in the early stages of my group, well, if I can do this and just make things a little bit better for anybody else, then job done. So yeah, it's not only my group. There's another 2 friends of mine who have their own groups as well and run them as well. So there's 3,000 people in the 3 groups that we run. So it's helping a lot of people over here. Yeah.
And you're in Scotland, huh?
Yeah, in Edinburgh, in Scotland. It's
I don't know why I
pouring
thought
down
you were in
here.
the. I don't know why I thought you were in the UK.
Oh, come on now, Travis. Scotland is in the UK.
Well, yeah, well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's the best part
I
of the
always
UK.
thought you said I'm not too good with the map.
Nah, I couldn't tell you where you are, mate, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, Pennsylvania, beautiful Pennsylvania, right? I appreciate you sharing your story, man.
No worries, mate. I was going to come on a while back, but I've just had a lot on my plate, just waiting to hear about the results of this biopsy. My mum, dealing with my mum, ongoing issues with my mum, so it's not been easy. And apart from that, you're on at 8:30 in the morning in the UK, so this nighttime one's easier for me.
No, is it? Yeah, it's what, 6:45 now, nighttime. Yeah, I might. I don't know. I kind of like the nighttime one. We'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah.
It's different
Well,
because we're different time zones.
yeah. So how do you know Andrew from Andrew's Journey? You just connect over social media?
Yeah, through Facebook.
The power of Facebook.
We talked probably like a year ago, maybe now. I don't know how long ago it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was a while ago.
A couple of months ago, didn't know you existed until then.
Oh, him
I think
or
that's
me?
No, me. I think that's because I was
Oh.
working and I was away out in the morning, so you were always on when I was working.
Right. It's 3-4. Where are you? Are you in California? BK? Probably California.
It's 11:45.
Somewhere over there. Oh, it's nighttime where you're at, huh?
That's nighttime.
Almost morning time, actually.
Well, almost, yeah.
Washington, yeah, I figured. Oh yeah, again, man, I appreciate it.
No worries, Travis. I'll let you go and get on with the rest of your podcast, but thank you for having me on.
All right, yeah, man. Anytime you want to come up, just let me know. I appreciate it.
Thanks, folks, for listening. Bye just now.
Yeah, but have a good one, man.
Can I just say what I would usually say at the end of my podcast in my group? What I would usually end the podcast with is it's okay not to be okay, but we need to learn to talk through tears, eh?
Yeah, it's a great point, right?
Bye just now, mate.
All right, bud. Yeah, I wish some of the audio broke up, but yeah, I appreciate it, William. Yeah, we got most of what you said. I mean, majority of it, right? For some reason, it would break up. I don't know. It's so frustrating. I don't know if it was on his end or my end. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but yeah, I appreciate you coming up here, man, and sharing your story. What we all have a story to tell, right? And they're all different. Some are the same. Some are very different. Some it's wild, man. When you really hear what people go through in life, you get a better understanding of why they're in the situations they're in. Some things in life are, by choice, right? And some are it's the hands we were dealt, and we didn't really play the hand right sometimes, right? But then, if you gave Williams the same hand he had at a young age, he'd probably play different now, right? With the knowledge and understanding he has of what they've done to him. And I mean, what a success story, right? He has a relationship with all of his kids. When he wasn't the best man or father at one point in his life, he turned it around, not only for himself, but for his family, right? And he's still sober. Anytime, bro. I appreciate you. Thanks for sharing your story. It's great to hear, right? Well, no, we don't want you to end up like her. No, I mean, get the help you need. Hopefully this page can help in some way. Again, I'm not a doctor or nothing, but yeah, you matter and always will, right? So the help is out there, we just got to put the work in. That's the hard part. For sure, they all matter. Yeah, it was a great story, William. I appreciate it. That damn audio, I don't know if it was the same for everybody else, but I don't know, just cut it in and out. But Either way, that's a pretty amazing story. I mean, you overcome so much and then losing a kid. I mean, what you said, your addiction started at 8 years old. I mean, it's crazy, right? 8 years old and having an addiction. You know, everyone thinks addiction is always alcohol and drugs. Well, it's not. You know, addiction is a lot of many things, a lot of different things. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. No, I just like when people come and talk, and I just like to listen, man. I mean, there's so much to learn from people, right? So much to learn about life, and how we can all become better. It's pretty amazing. Some great information, great knowledge, experience. And then with that, you get an understanding of each other. You know, a lot of times that's the problem with society. We're not willing to even give the effort to understand anybody, right? We just move on because it's nothing to do with us. I dealt with that a lot in life with people on my job plate. You know what I mean? Well, I'm not going to get involved. You know why? It has nothing to do with me. Why would I get involved? Well, it affects me. You know, you're supposed to be my friend. Even if you're not my friend, if you see someone being done wrong and you have a voice, why not use it? Like, why do we sit back and just let someone else go through something they shouldn't have to go through? Just because it don't affect us. I mean, to me, that's selfish, right? If you see someone doing wrong and you know it's wrong, why not help that person? I mean, isn't that what we should do as humans, right? Help each other? Just makes you wonder, right? The way society's going, it's kind of scary. William says, speak out, don't check out, for sure. Yeah, I like that one. Your story matters, you know? You matter. And we have to be careful not to spread ourselves too thin and maintain healthy boundaries, for sure, right? Yeah, you got to know where you stand. You got to know what's good for you, what helps you. I mean, we can't save everybody, right? Not one person, not 10 people, not 1,000 people. You know, there's a couple, and it's sad to even talk about, but there's people that reached out to me that are no longer with me, right? Or with us, I should say, that were part of this page or in my personal life that, you know, I just didn't help them, right? They decided to end their life, you know, and that's some of the hardest shit to swallow, you know? But at the end of the day, like, you know, if you're not there at that moment, what can we truly do? But it does eat you up a little bit, you know, when you tried to help that person and they just didn't see their worth. You know what I mean? Everyone has something to be proud of. Everyone brings something to this life, right? It's just hard for that person sometimes or us to find what that is, right? And actually believe in ourselves. But we all have something to offer, right? Treat yourself like you want others to treat you. Why don't we do that? We're so negative to ourselves, but if someone would treat us like that, we would go off the handle. You know what I mean? If someone would disrespect me like I disrespect myself, would there be a problem? You know what I mean? It's just why are we like that? That's what I'm working on now. So feeling worthy. Yeah, man. I mean, everybody has something to offer. You know what I mean? Everyone's good at something. Everybody on here, 11 people that are on here knows they're good at something, right? You got to be good at something. Everyone's good at something. It's just that's how life is. And then there's people that are better at it. Does it truly matter? You know what I mean? Just having the ability to do something, then you can take that ability and do what you want with it. Some people are, you know, just gifted athletically. You know what I mean? They don't have to work as hard as the next guy, but you can get there. It's just you got to put more work in. You know what I mean? If you want to be a great artist, you can get there. You just got to practice more, maybe. Some people are born gifted. For sure. We all have purpose, you know. The hard thing is finding it, though, right? That's why when I do things, I take pride in my work, right? Because, like, to me, pride and purpose are the same thing, right? So you could be doing something you hate to do, but if you put pride in it, and that gives it purpose. Like, just say you're doing a garden or something, and you hate the garden, but you take pride in it. You know what I mean? If you take pride in that garden, because that's what you do, you know, it'll give you a purpose. Oh, I appreciate you too, BK. Thanks for coming. Yeah, it's just, you know, the way we look at things. Is the glass half full or the glass half empty? You know, I think a lot of times we look at things in life negative. Like the glass is half empty, right? But the glass is half full. For one, we have a glass. For two, there's something in it. So does it really matter how much is left? Shouldn't we just be happy that we have a glass to drink out of with something in it? I don't know. Life's hard, man. But we can get through it. We can with dedication, hard work, discipline, anything's possible. It's going to be uncomfortable, right? You put discipline, hard work, dedication, pride, purpose, you know, and anything we do in life, and the outcome will be totally different than what you expected, guaranteed. If you put all the energy you put into negative thoughts and put it into positive thinking, and positive outcomes will come, you know what I mean? This shit ain't about luck and being unlucky. Life, I don't believe in that. I used to believe in it. I don't believe in that no more. I don't believe you just get lucky, right? Like winning the lottery, maybe. You know what I mean? But you can't win the lottery if you don't play. So it's not all luck, right? And that's how life works. The more positive you are, the more work you put in, you're going to get better results. And that's just not luck. That's life. That's how life is. Hard work pays off, no matter what it is. I'm not telling you to go run 10 miles. I'm telling you just be positive. Think in a positive state of mind instead of negative all the time. Just do that for a couple of days in a row, and you'll see change. Stipsar said there's usually something good on the other side. Of course, right? All things come to an end. Think about it. When you're depressed and you're, you know, or something, think, why does time fly when you're having fun, right? Because you're having fun. You don't want it to end. We all been in situations where I hope this never ends, right? But when you're depressed, you don't think like that. Yeah, we make our own luck by action. Yeah, but you know what I mean? I try to think of that, you know, when you're in a depressed state, you know, I usually get depressed like when winter starts up, you know what I mean? Or I don't know, seasonal depression. I don't know what it is, right? But it comes and goes. You might be good for a couple months and then you get into a whole, but you know it's gonna end. We gotta have that mindset, like, you know it's gonna end, even though you're that depressed. There are ways to get out of it. You got out of it before, right? You don't need to stay in this rut for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? You know what it takes to get out of it. You just got to put the work in to get there. You've done it before. You can do it again, you know? It's just not easy. But the greatest things in life aren't easy. All the negative and bad things for us are easy to do, you know what I mean? It's easy to choose drugs or drink, or, you know, it's easy to be tired, or it's easy to be lazy. You know what I mean? It's easy to stay in one place. It's easy to be not motivated, not disciplined. Discipline's hard work. You know what I mean? That shit's hard. I think it's hard to think clearly when you're in the mind. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Like, I really, like, you know, when people say, oh, my mind's all foggy and it's like, it's distorted. Like, when you get a clear mind, you really realize, like, that shit's real. right? And for me, doing this and the cold plunge and running and shit to get right, it clears your mind. I mean, if you never tried exercise or anything like that, just do it once, and you'll be amazed about how clear your mind can be. I don't know what it does. I don't know why it does it, but like the cold plunge too. Like it's wow. It's amazing you just get in cold water, right? That's all you needed. That's all we needed this whole time, is getting some cold water. Less than 60 degrees. No, less than 60, above 35 or whatever. And that could just clear your mind, because I don't know if it's because your body and your mind just trying to fight and stay warm. But it's the fact, dude. It's crazy. Yeah, just for the mind, and then everything, the other results, like a lot of people like don't exercise and shit like that because, I don't know why they don't, but I mean, it's not like I do it every day. I quit and I start my whole life up, but then when you realize, like when you do it for different reasons, like when you do it for the mind instead of the body and like the outcome or losing weight, you don't focus on that shit, right? You focus on the mind and the mind getting right, and all that other shit will come. You know what I mean? But when you just focus on the scale or losing weight or how you look, that's when it becomes, I don't know the right word, but that's when it becomes weird. But when you don't focus on that, you focus on your soul and your inner being, that's when change really comes. That's when your mind really gets cleared. And then the physical look will come with it. I don't know, man. Some deep shit. I love talking about life. That's why I love playing them quotes too, man, because there's like just few words, right? But they're so powerful. It really makes you think about life. And how complicated it really isn't. Right? Life's not that complicated. Is it? I don't think it is. Is it hard? Yeah, but complicated? No. I don't think it's that complicated. Not once you find yourself, right? You know what makes you happy. And you know what you need to be right. There's so many distractions, right? There's so many things in life that we don't need in it, like the news. You know what I mean? We don't need the news. It's all negative bullshit. But it was a great life, man. It's been 2 hours and almost 10 minutes. People stayed here and hung out. And I really appreciate your time, and I appreciate your interaction and being here, right? It helps me tremendously. It feels good to know that people are getting the help they need, or this helps them, or sharing their story. I'm just one guy, Without you guys, this is impossible. So I appreciate you liking and sharing it and interacting, man. It makes it go so much easier. Like it's hard for me sometimes to sit up here and talk when no one responds. You know what I mean? So I appreciate all you guys. Thanks, William. I appreciate you, man. I'll talk to you again. I think I'm getting like sick again or something. I don't know. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for being here. Oh, I don't know. Hopefully this goes away, but just me. Oh, I appreciate you. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I can't see who's in the room until they comment. I mean, I can see there's like 10 people here, but it just tells me where they're from. Like, so I have it on YouTube too, but no one comes from YouTube. I paid the $25 to get this StreamYard, so why not stream to my YouTube channel and Facebook, right? You never know who may help. But how you doing, Kelly? Yeah, me too. I appreciate it. I don't know. It just feels weird. I felt way better when I started this. When it comes to my cold or whatever the hell I have. But I don't know. You know how colds are. You feel like they're gone and then they come back. But I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go. Yeah, I did. My wife makes me Yeah, you might be right. Talking too much for sure. My wife makes you this tea. Maybe I'll have her do that again. Yeah, you're probably right. But I don't know. I get like I'm like stuffy again. Either way, I'll probably be live again tomorrow morning, if not tomorrow night. I kind of like the night ones, you know. I get a little more sleep in the morning, but I don't know. I just don't. You know how it is when you go to work, right? And you have these plans after work, and then you might not have this problem, but I do. Then you come home from work, and then you're just like, "Fuck it, I ain't doing shit." You know what I mean? You had a bad day. You know, get a shower, eat dinner, maybe not even eat dinner. Definitely have to shower. I do, and then you just don't feel like doing nothing, right? And that's why I started doing them in the mornings because I kept telling myself every day I'm going to do it when I get home, do it when I get home, and then I let myself down every day. You know, and then other people too that were looking forward to it, maybe. And I didn't like that about me, so I started doing it in the mornings. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Hopefully, I get some sleep. And you'll see me here. What time is it for you? We're the same time. Same time. So like in the mornings, I'd be on here like 4 a.m. It means I go to work at 7. I start at 7, so I do like 2 hours, and then get ready for work. And I get to work early, but yeah, I like them both. Seems like there's more people on at night. Yeah, for sure. I like a little mix of it, maybe. I work road maintenance. Just turned midnight in the UK. Yeah. Yeah, see, it's different. So in the mornings in the UK, it's what? It'd be like 8 o'clock when I go live, so it's different. Yeah, like paved roads, potholes, crack sealing, anything you can do to a road. Here goes the camera. Fix this real quick. We're back. I think if I move too fast, the camera gets out of focus. But anyway, I appreciate it, guys. If you don't mind liking and sharing this, I really appreciate it. Yeah, the roads here are shitty too. All right, appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can set notifications or what. Nothing really helps. I just adore James. Hopefully this page can help you in some way, man. Counseling, therapy, medicine. Oh, thanks, Williams. I appreciate you. It's different for everybody, James. For sure. But I'm gonna go now. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here. It's a great live podcast, whatever you want to call this thing. Tried it all. You got to keep going, bro. Keep going, man. Don't give up. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. Have a good one. Be safe. Get some sleep. I'll see you in the AM. Hopefully. It was a great night. Have a good one.